President Cyril Ramaphosa continues or will kick off his two-day oversight visit to the Eastern Cape, and that program begins with a briefing from Transnet on plans to improve their operational efficiencies at the port of Gqeberha. On Wednesday, the President and the Cabinet also plan to meet with Premier Oscar Mabuyane and his Executive Council on ways to improve service delivery in the province. Sipha Kema is watching this visit for us and joins us now. Sipha, good morning. It's great to see you back on this one. I know you were also watching developments at Walter Sisulu University. As Yanda was sharing with us, these are important visits by the President, and it also helps with the coordination work between what the national and provincial governments are doing. And sometimes in that crack is where projects get lost and deadlines and timelines get lost. So just share with us again topographically what the President is aiming to achieve and what his schedule and program is looking like.
Absolutely, Iman. And talking about those cracks, one of the spheres of government that always seems to be seeping through those cracks is local government. Not just here in the Eastern Cape, but local government seems to be a sore point for government across the country, and also here in the Eastern Cape, which is why he's also included all mayors on his visit on Wednesday. In his meeting with the provincial government on Wednesday, he's also including local governments. We're talking mayors from the metros, mayors from the districts, mayors from the local municipalities also here to give their feedback on the progress and challenges facing. All are looking at where exactly each area, district and region is when it comes to ensuring that they are on track with the National Development Plan as well, Iman. And also talking about those key projects that my colleague Ziyanda mentioned, is that those projects that he's coming to conduct oversight, even though there are others in areas like the OR Tambo District Municipality that have been waiting for quite some time, Gqeberha's water issues as well, but also here in Gqeberha, in the Nelson Mandela Bay specifically, Iman, the issues, some of those projects would be the port of Gqeberha, but also areas like Gqeberha having key projects where the national government also invested in. So coming to look at that investment by national government, is it yielding productivity, or is it stagnant? But Iman, today we're also focusing on those departments that will be giving their report back to the President tomorrow. And you've seen, we've spoke to community MEC for Community Safety, we spoke to the Premier of the Eastern Cape as well. Now, one of those other key departments in the Eastern Cape is the Department of Education. I do have the MEC for Education, Fundile Gade, here with me. And Iman, currently one of the trending stories and issues facing the department, MEC, we've heard about the story of the little 7-year-old girl who was allegedly raped in Matatiela, where there was also an involvement of the school, where the department at some point had to say they will be deregistering that school. But to bring it in, Iman, and MEC, is that the issue of safety of children in schools has been a problem. And in places like the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, MEC, issues of gangsterism, teachers being kidnapped on school grounds, schools being robbed at gunpoint. Those are the issues. Now coming to also the little girl in Matatiela, where now children's safeties inside school has now become a topic of discussion. How is the department now seeing to resolve this issue?
Yes, thanks very much for the opportunity that you have granted us. I think one of the strategic opponents of the government is on how do we combat crime generally, moving from the concept that we developed a couple of years back, safe communities and safe schools. And we are approaching this financial year with a different attitude as basic education, having learned some lessons out of what you have just said. Hence, we then said probably we needed an aggressive program of vetting whoever comes in and out of schools, including the ones that are appointed within the Department of Education itself. So that vetting process have already started. And it must go beyond educators, but also to anyone that is appointed to have a relationship with kids, whether in the form of a caretaker or a cleaner or a clerk within the institutions of learning. Such people must be vetted now so that we can be able to identify the weaknesses inside and rely solely on the external problems that might be coming as part of a threat in terms of the safety in schools. So that's the attitude that the basic education is enrolling it now. But again, I can safely say for you, we are in the recent weeks, we are going to appoint 28,000 people that are coming through the Presidential Education and Youth Initiative. And that will give us a leverage again to check the blind spots within the system itself, to see whether can't we redirect some of those new appointees into areas of focus that are a thorn in the flesh of governance of schools. And last one is the issue of the patrollers that we have already appointed. We are just, for example, here in this school that where we are, in the recent week, there was a parent that was shot dead here in this gate. And unfortunately, these kids that you see are undergoing a serious psychological trauma out of the experience that I'm talking about. So there is a hybrid plan strategy of the provincial government on how to deal with matters internally within government institutions, but also broadly on how to deal with the issues that affect the societies in general.
Mm-hmm. And just quickly, MEC, talking about results, because that's one of the biggest things, but yet the Eastern Cape for the past few years consecutively has been doing well. But the results for the first quarter and also being able to meet the target that has been set for 90% now after the 85%.
Yes, we are on the right path. I can safely say that we are going to meet the target. Currently, our schools have been able to give us 87% on the first quarter, which is a milestone that have never happened for the past 31 years. And if you look in terms of the first term results for the past 5 years, we never had that percentage. So we're going to build it from it and move forward, build in the lay strategy so that we can talk directly on what the province would want to achieve.
All right, so thank you so much, MEC. That's the MEC for Education in the Eastern Cape there, Iman, telling us about, of course, what's going to happen with school security and also with regarding the target of 90%. But from here, we are moving with the Department of Transport with Minister Barbara Creasy, as she's also looking into various projects, road projects, construction projects that are headed by SANRAL here within the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. For now, it's back to you in studio.